What's up YouTube, it's the Gizmo Pro here, and you won't want to miss this one. Now I know, the Galaxy S24 Ultra just hit the shelves, and you're still soaking in that excitement. So talking about the Galaxy S25 Ultra already might feel premature, doesn't it? But hey, tech moves at lightning speed, and there's some exciting stuff going on with the S25 Ultra that I've got to share with you. So hear me out. We've got some major updates on the Galaxy S25 Ultra today, including the scoop on the world's first hardware it's packing. But before that, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click the bell notification icon to get all my latest videos. So, our first bit of information is about the regular Galaxy S25. Seems like the days of small Android flagships might be numbered because the word on the street is Samsung's 2025 compact flagship might not be all that compact. If we're into pocket-sized phones with top-notch specs right now, your go-to is probably the S24. But with the S25, your choices for a compact flagship might be even slimmer because Samsung's apparently going bigger with their next lineup. According to rumors in South Korea, the base Galaxy S25 will switch to a 6.4-inch display, up from the 6.2-inch panel on the S24. Specifically, we're looking at 6.36 inches. Now, whether the S25 Plus and S25 Ultra will follow suit with a screen size boost next year remains uncertain. But here's an interesting tidbit. It's not just Samsung making moves. Apple is supposedly upping the ante with the iPhone 16 Pro expected to grow from 6.1 inches to 6.3 inches. Seems like it's becoming a trend across the industry now. Now, a 0.2-inch difference might not sound like much, but it could mean a little extra wiggle room inside the phone that would translate to a beefier battery or better cameras down the line. Interestingly, the rumor reiterates that we're indeed going to see a considerable design change with the Galaxy S25 lineup. And get this, they brought in a former Mercedes-Benz designer to lead the charge. So, it seems like bumping up the display size on the S25 could be a big part of this revamp. Here's what we've heard so far about the Galaxy S25 Ultra. Along with some of our best guesses as to what Samsung has planned, we've also built a wish list of Galaxy S25 Ultra features we want to see. If you're looking for additional background on next year's flagship, Samsung probably won't change the material for the frame of the Galaxy S25 Ultra since they just switched to titanium for the S24 Ultra. The design with the camera lined up vertically on the back is likely to stay the same too. We'll have to wait for leaked pictures to know for sure though. Remember when Qualcomm unveiled the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for the S24 Ultra a few months back? Well, they also dropped a bombshell, starting with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. Set to land on the S25 Ultra, they're switching to Orion cores. Now what's an Orion core, you ask? It's basically a new CPU core, and it's a game changer for Qualcomm and Samsung. Apple used to rule the performance game with its A-series chips, but things have been shifting. Over the past 2 years, Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 and Gen 3 chips showcase superior graphics performance in the Galaxy S23 Ultra and S24 Ultra, outclassing even the iPhone counterparts. But now, with the rumored Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chip in the Galaxy S25 Ultra, we're entering uncharted territory. According to a substantial rumor from China, the Galaxy S25 Ultra could boast a staggering 4.3 GHz clock speed, powered by Qualcomm's latest Orion CPU cores designed for unprecedented performance, akin to those found in laptops and computers. If this holds true, the benchmarks will be jaw-dropping. The single core score is rumored to exceed 3,500, leaving Apple's A18 chip in the dust. And that's not all. The Gen 4 chip is expected to dominate multi-core and GPU performance, setting new standards. Back in January 2021, Qualcomm acquired a company called Nuvia, founded by former Apple engineers renowned for crafting Apple M-series chips. Fast forward to October last year, Qualcomm revealed that these cores outshine the latest Apple M chip in performance while being way more energy efficient. Initially introduced in the PC version, Qualcomm also spilled the beans on plans to integrate Orion cores into the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. And guess what? We've got a leaked benchmark score to give you a sneak peek at what this chip can do. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty. This chip is built using TSMC's 3nm nodes, and rumors claim that Qualcomm has made significant strides with CPU performance, potentially rivaling Apple's M series chips, not to mention the A series chips. On Geekbench 6, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 is poised to hit over 2,800 points in the single score test and a whopping 10,000 points in the multi-score test. That's unprecedented for any mobile chip, coming so close to, if not surpassing, the 10,000 mark. Now, let's put things into perspective. Take a look at the scores for the S24 Ultra and iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's like a canyon-sized performance gap, no exaggeration. Some early tests of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chip have surfaced, but it's important to take them with a grain of salt since they're not officially confirmed. However, these tests suggest that the chip performs really well. According to leaked Geekbench results, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 outperforms the A18 Bionic chip in the latest iPhones, achieving the aforementioned single-core score of 3,500, surpassing the A18's expected score of 3,300, which is impressive. Keep in mind, though, that even though those A18 chip numbers are also leaked, as the chip won't be out until the fall with the release of the iPhone 16. Additionally, the rumor claims that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 will also have a faster GPU. But wait, there's more. It's achieving those scores with just 8 watts of power compared to its predecessor's 11 watts. That's a significant leap in power efficiency, and here's the kicker. Rumor has it that the Adreno 830 GPU inside is supposedly 10% more potent than Apple's desktop-grade M2 chip. We all know Apple has been reigning supreme in the chip game for eons with its A-series chips, but the tide might just be turning. This year, Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 caught up in CPU performance with the latest A-series chip. And now, Orion could be the final piece of the puzzle for Qualcomm to outshine Apple. Expected to be Qualcomm's first 3nm chip, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 is rumored to exclusively feature Phoenix performance cores. Now brace yourself for this wild rumor making the rounds. Word on the street is Samsung is going all in with the Exynos chip for the Galaxy S25 lineup in other markets. I mean, this tipster claims Samsung's gearing up to exclusively use Snapdragon chips for their foldables, go full-on Exynos in the S series, and mix it up with MediaTek and Exynos in the A series phones. But hold your horses. Before you go into panic mode, let me drop some truth bombs. I can say with absolute certainty, like 100%, that this ain't happening. Samsung just renewed their deal with Qualcomm, pledging allegiance to Snapdragon chips for the foreseeable future. Plus, it would be downright bonkers to ditch Qualcomm when they're sitting pretty at the top. So, don't buy into this baseless rumor, it's just noise. Anyway, Samsung might just make our dreams come true with the Z Fold 6 by introducing an Ultra model. Now, while visual design details of the S25 series are not available yet, the mention of significant changes in the overall design and concept hints at a potential major overhaul for the S25 series. While the S24 Ultra stands out as my favorite Ultra flagship phone design, its similarity to the S22 Ultra suggests that retaining the same design for the S25 Ultra might lack excitement. It would be much more thrilling if Samsung introduced a fresh look. Imagine the possibilities. If Samsung collaborates with game studios to optimize console games for the S25 Ultra, we could witness a revolution in mobile gaming as well. With Qualcomm's Orion CPU cores, Samsung is poised to not only maintain but expand its lead over Apple in GPU and CPU performance. Now let's talk about RAM. According to South Korean media, Samsung will start the mass production of their next generation LPPDR6 RAM in order to make it ready for the 2025 flagships. Because of LPPDR6 RAM, Samsung is looking to dramatically improve the on-device AI performance on the next generation Galaxy S25 Ultra. The second generation of Galaxy AI will undoubtedly bring some incredibly powerful AI features, and for that, we need to have the best performance. Although we don't know the exact performance upgrades of the LPPDR6 RAM yet, it could be noticeably faster than what we have on the S24 Ultra. Now, speaking of the Galaxy S24 Ultra, the on-device AI performance is not slow by any means. It does it in a pretty reasonable time, but considering the future AI features that Samsung is probably working on right now, it makes sense for them to push for this higher standard of RAM on their next generation of flagship. With LPPDR6 standard and the already crazy specs of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, the Galaxy S25 Ultra will be one hell of a beast. But performance isn't the only frontier. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chip will unlock a new realm of AI capabilities, as I mentioned before. Samsung's commitment to developing next-gen AI features means we could soon be generating videos and photos in real time on our smartphones, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now, let's discuss why the Galaxy S25 Ultra is poised to have a significant AI edge over the iPhone 16 Pro Max. So, word on the street from South Korean media is that since Samsung is ramping up the production of the LPPDR6 RAM, they plan to debut it first on the Galaxy S25 series, making it the first smartphone to have the tech. The iPhone 16 Pro Max won't get this new RAM, and this will give a major competitive advantage to Samsung and the S25 lineup. Why? Well, this next-gen RAM boasts a hefty increase in data bandwidth, which is crucial for handling AI tasks at lightning speed right on the device. In other words, the faster S25 Ultra will be able to do more AI heavy lifting without constantly needing to tap into the cloud or rely on an internet connection. Right now, a bunch of AI features on phones like the S24 and the Pixel 8 are heavily relying on the internet, which not only makes them a little slow, but also, if you're off the grid or in a dead zone, tough luck. These features can be sluggish or just won't work. So being able to tackle more AI tasks on device could be a game changer, potentially broadening the overall capabilities of smartphone AI. When it comes to battery life, it's unclear how Samsung could fit a larger battery than the 5000 mAh one in the Galaxy S24 Ultra, but there are rumors of a possible 5500 mAh battery. The S24 Ultra already performed exceptionally well on battery tests, lasting 16 hours and 45 minutes, making it one of the best in terms of battery life. So there's not much concern about the battery life of the S25 Ultra. However, it would be nice to see Samsung improve the wired charging speed beyond the current 45 watts that it's had for years. And last but not least, if it wasn't already obvious, Samsung will bring a new camera. A new main camera changed on the S25 Ultra after using the same 200 megapixel sensor that they've used for the S24 Ultra and the S23 Ultra. So we're most likely going to see a brand new 200 megapixel sensor. Although we don't know what they're going to do, they might even go beyond 200 megapixels. Hopefully. Only time is going to tell. There's talk from a leaker that the wide-angle lens on the Galaxy S25 Ultra will be improved in some way, although the details aren't clear yet. Additionally, the ultra-wide lens is rumored to be upgraded from a 12 megapixel sensor on the S24 Ultra to a 50 megapixel sensor on the new phone. Moreover, there's anticipation that the telephoto lens on the S25 Ultra will have variable capabilities. While the exact meaning of this isn't clear, we speculate it involves adjusting the focal length while connected to a single sensor. This could lead to smoother zooms, especially when shooting videos, in which the Apple iPhone is superior. If you're curious about how reliable this rumor is, it's worth noting that the same leaker correctly predicted the upgraded 50 megapixel telephoto lens on the Galaxy S24 Ultra before it was officially announced, so there may be some credibility to their claims. Sure, we're still a long way from the Galaxy S25 Ultra's launch, and things could change, but if these rumors do hold true, it's a game changer. If you're an Apple fan, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. The smartphone landscape is evolving rapidly, and the Galaxy S25 Ultra could be at the forefront of this revolution. One thing's for sure, Samsung is looking to make perhaps the most powerful smartphone ever made. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this comparison helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, thanks for continuing to support my channel, and stay tuned for more in-depth hands-on comparisons. See you next time. Peace.